Hello children, today we are going to start Economics class 9, lesson 1, the story of village Palampur. The purpose of the story is to introduce the basic concept of production, and this we will do through a story of a hypothetical village known as Palampur. Hypothetical means an imaginary village. Farming is the main activity in the Palampur, whereas several other activities like small manufacturing, dairy farming, transportation, shopkeeping, other activities are also performed in this village. So let's start with the Palampur. Palampur is a well-developed and well-connected village with the neighboring village and town. Some of its neighbors are Raiganj and Shahapur. Many kinds of transportation facilities are also available in the village Palampur, such as bullock cart, tongas, motorcycle, jeep, tractor, trucks, etc. The village has got about 450 families living there. 80% are the upper caste people who own their own farmland. The S.C. and the Dalits live in the corner of the village in a small houses made up of mud and straw. Most of the houses have electricity connection. That means electricity powers all the tube wells in the fields and is used for the various types of small business also. Palampur has 2 primary schools, 1 high school, 1 government health center and 1 private dispensary where the sick people are treated. So this description above tells us that Palampur is a well-developed village. The story of Palampur though is a imaginary, and it will tell us the different factors of production and the activities of production. Now let's know about the organization of production. The aim of production is to provide goods and services that we want. There are 4 factors of production: land, labor, physical capital and human capital. The first requirement is land and the other natural resources such as water and mineral. The second requirement is the labor, that is the people we need to do the work. The third one is the physical capital, that is the variety of inputs required at every stage during the production. The physical capital is of 2 types, fixed capital and the working capital. Tools, machinery, buildings can be used for many years for production is known as the fixed capital. The raw materials and the money in hand that we require is known as the working capital. Now the fourth one is the human capital. The knowledge and the skill we require to combine all this factor is known as the human capital. So every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical and human capital, which are known as factor of production. Let's discuss about how the farming is done in the Palampur. Farming is the main activity in the Palampur and about 75% of its people depend on farming for their livelihood. Palampur would resemble a small village of western part in Uttar Pradesh. No land is left idle, all the land is cultivated. The farmers grow jawar and bajra in the rainy season, that is in the kharif season. In between, it is followed by the growth of potato in the month of October and December. In the winter season, that is in the rabi season, they grow wheat and the surplus amount of wheat is sold in the market of Raiganj. Sugarcane is also grown once in a year and a raw sugar or a jaggery is sold in the town of Shahapur. So we have seen that 3 different crops are grown in the village Palampur. To grow more than one crop in a piece of land is known as multiple cropping. So this example shows us that the people living in the Palampur practice the multiple cropping system. Till mid-1960, the traditional method of farming was done. Later in the 1960s, with the introduction of the Green Revolution and HYV seed, the production increased. The HYV seeds required large amount of water, chemical fertilizers and pesticides to give the best result. The farmers of Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh was first to practice this method in India, and for this they have been awarded too. In Palampur, when traditional method of farming was practiced, 30-100 kg wheat per hectare was produced. When HYV seeds are yielded, it went to 30-100 kg per hectare. So can you see the differences between the traditional method and the modern method of farming? Children, every coin has its two faces. With the advantage of the HYV seeds, there is a disadvantage too by using these seeds. Green Revolution is associated with the loss of soil fertility because lots of chemical fertilizers and pesticides are required in HYV seed. Also, the continuous use of groundwater for tubewell irrigation has led to the depletion of the water table. So, these are the disadvantage of HYV seeds. Now let's see the non-farming activities in the Palampur. About 25% of the people living in Palampur are engaged in the non-farming activities such as dairy farming, manufacturing, shopkeeping and transport. Dairy farming is one of the common activity practiced in Palampur. The milk produced in the Palampur is sold to the nearby village in Raiganj. Then the true traders from the Shahapur collect this milk and distribute to the nearby cities and towns. There are small general stores which sells rice, sugar, wheat, biscuits, toothpicks, etc. The people, those whose house are nearby bus stand, they also open a small shop where the eatable items are sold. Manufacturing is done in a very small scale and a few number of people are engaged in it. The family member to themselves work in the manufacturing and rarely any labor is hired there. Transport is one of the another activity in the Palampur. The bogies, the tongas, tractors, the bullock carts run here and there to ferry the people, and in return they are paid for it. So transport is also one of the new coming activities in the Palampur. So we have seen the farming and the non-farming activity that is practiced in the Palampur, and through this story we came to know about the factors of production. So discuss what is the 4 factors of production.